We welcome you into the Mason Arena for this boys basketball senior night here between the Mason Comets and the Lakota West Firebirds. I'm Daniel Panetti, joined alongside Isaac Vargo for Game 2 of this season series between the Comets and the Firebirds. Last time it was a 66-29 win, and Isaac, tonight the Comets are looking for revenge.
Yeah, as you said, Lakota West had their biggest margin of victory in the first time matchup, but in that game they shot lights out and they were at home. A lot different story we could see from today. It's very tough to shoot that good a percentage, 62% in both games against the same team, so it's going to be a tough matchup going into Lakota West. They're 15-5 overall, 11-4 in the GMC. That's third behind Fairfield and Princeton. They've been a very inconsistent team this year. They started 7-1, lost 2 straight, won 6 straight, and then they lost 2 straight. Now they're on a 3-game winning streak, so Daniel, should be a very good matchup today.
Yeah, absolutely. Look back at that first meeting at Lakota West. They shot 60% from the three-point line overall in that game, and it was 70% in the first half. That was led by number 0 and number 2, both sophomores, Bryce Curry and Joshua Tyson. Curry, 23 points. He hit 5 of the 6 threes that he shot, and Tyson 18 points to go along with that. So the Comets, you're going to have to play much better defense against the Lakota West team, who's averaging the most points per game. They're about 60. It's a big test for the Comets on their senior night here. We'll head to a quick break and stay tuned here for tip-off in just a few minutes here on Mason Sports Radio. We welcome you back to the Mason Arena for this senior night. And now we officially welcome you back into the Mason Arena after a little bit of miscommunication, a bit of a new intro for the Mason Comets on this senior night. We were not expecting, but look at the starting lineup. Number 5, Tyler Lupinski, Braylon Payton, the senior in there, Dylan Ringwald, Bryson Johnson, and Jacob Lupinski. Tip up 1 by Braylon Payton, and the Comets will start out with it.
Yeah, I'd love to see a great intro for senior night, make things special for these two seniors on the court. And for Braylon Payton, 1 for 1 on those tips.
Looks like a new headband for Bryson Johnson. Quick 3 from Tyler Lupinski, no good. Rebounded by Tyson. Now Tyson Davis, the 2-star athlete for Lakota West, brought it up. Gets it out to Bryce Curry, who had over 20 points in that first meeting between the Comets. Gets it out to Mead Moss, back out to Curry. A 3 from the wing, no good. Ball still up, rebounded by LJ Green. Back out to Curry, and he's fouled on the way up.
And something you got to see from the Comets today, if they're going to want to win this game, is domination on the glass, especially on the defensive end, gain defensive rebounds, not allowing the Lakota West Firebirds to get extra chances like they did. Good hustle play there from LJ Green and Jacob Lupinski. It did go the Firebirds' way that time.
Bryce Curry is 73% shooter on the year. Look at that first meeting. He shot very well from the free throw line versus the Comets, but that first one called an announcer's jinx, no good.
And Lakota West not known to be the greatest shooting team from the free throw line or from the three-point line, just second worst in the GMC from the three-point line and about 70% on free throws.
Second free throw is made. So now Bryson Johnson will take it up. Had 24 points in that big GMC win versus Middletown about a week and a half ago. Out to Jacob Lupinski on the left wing. It's been a slower season for him recently. Turnover, 1-on-1. Mead Moss out to Tyson. He goes up with it, decides not to. Green tried to get it out to Tyson Davis, but it was deflected by Lupinski.
Yeah, good hands there in the lane there from Tyson Davis. He's not really that superstar scorer. You got both Bryce Curry and Joshua Tyson that kind of take care of that, but he's a great filler player as well as LJ Green. Both of those guys are really good at being in the passing lanes, getting rebounds, doing everything you need from the team.
Tyson Davis now gets it out to Mead Moss on the left side. 3-ball is good. First shot, not a free throw of the night. And it goes for Lakota West, a 3-ball.
Yeah, Moss, the coach's son of Kelvin Moss. He's been a really good three-point shooter this year, knocking down that one early.
We look at this matchup already. Tyson Davis on Bryson Johnson. They're playing this little kind of a man look. Davis, one of the top defenders on this team. A shot from Braylon Payton, no good. Fighting for the rebound, LJ Green of Lakota West is able to get it. Jacob Lupinski in pursuit, not able to do it. And now Lakota West will take it up once more. LJ Green, a 3 from the wing. It's good after some rolls. Already a 7-0 run for Lakota West to start off.
Yeah, it's something you not like to see if you're the Comets. Lakota West staying hot from three-point range. Not a good pass there.
Yeah, bad pass from Johnson right into the hands of LJ Green, and then he's fouled. Looks like might have been on Tyler Lupinski.
Lakota West bringing that press early, trying to get the Comets to make bad decisions as they just did. Bryson Johnson usually very good with the basketball, this main guard for the Comets team, but early there has a turnover. Wyatt Cooper checks in the game as well as Chirpwin. Both the seniors for the Comets still in there, and Dylan Ringwald and Braylon Payton.
Yeah, we look at Braylon Payton, hasn't gotten much time this year. Did at the start of the season, but found himself as being one of those rotational guys later down the line.
It's a good chance for Braylon Payton to show Coach Toohey that he's deserving of more minutes this year. Going into playoff time, there might be some times where you get in foul trouble, you're going to need a guy that has good size, good athleticism.
Pull-up jumper from Davis, no good. Rebounded by Mead. Moss goes up, but it's blocked by Johnson. Big block there from the junior. It goes out of bounds. The Comets will stay on defense.
Good block there from Johnson. 2 fouls for the Comets early there. They got to be careful when going up for that.
Ball flying around. Tyson able to retrieve it at the top. LJ Green now out to the left corner. Tyson losing control. Ringwald tight defense. A foul, and looks like no shot. It'll be a travel against the Firebirds. So nice defensive stand there from the Comets.
Yeah, that's a huge stop for the Comets to kind of slow down Lakota West, bring the tempo down just a little bit. Turnover stops things immensely if you're the Comets here, but you got to figure out a way to get through this press.
Quickly, that press is getting to the Comets. Turned over. Davis out to Mead Made on the right wing. He resets.
Trent's in for the first time. He's guarding Moss as of right now.
A lot of movement on the perimeter so far for Lakota West. Curry thought about the three. Now on the left side, he takes it in on Trends, and the floater is good.
And that's just a college-level shot right there. It's only a sophomore these two best players are in Bryce Curry and Josh Tyson.
Press still staying, but the Comets with Wyatt Cooper and Bryson Johnson able to break it. Out, Dylan Ringwald from the corner. No good. Rebounded by Max Sherplin. He gets it out to Trends. Now Cooper, left side. He tries to go with it himself. Gets it out to the wing. Another three. No good again. But rebounded once more. Trends not able to put it up. So many offensive chances for the Comets. They're not able to capitalize. Now Joshua Tyson on transition. And he looks to be fouled by Ringwald on the way up.
Yeah, an absolute disaster start from the Comets so far. They've had many chances, but they just got to see one go down right now. If you're Mason Comets, Lakota West has been very good at taking advantage of their opponents this year. That's kind of what happened in the first matchup. So the Comets got to find that three-point shot. Dylan Ringwald has been very good as of late from the three-point line. 0 for 2 so far.
Tyson, a 76% shooter from the line. That one's up, and it is good. So the Firebirds take a 10-0 lead with 3 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first quarter. Comets still held scoreless, but got a lot of looks on that possession. They just weren't able to put it down.
Yeah, it's something you like to see, getting those second chances with the don't have the size advantage in this game, but you got to start making those shots before this game gets ugly quick. It's already 11-0.
2 for 2 from the line is Joshua Tyson. Lakota West keeps this press on. Johnson will get it out to Cooper right around midcourt. Now finds Trent's nice little press break there from the Comets. This man defense, rarely do you see in the GMC teams running this man look.
Johnson's got to get going in this game if the Comets are going to want to win. He had one of his worst games in the GMC last time against Lakota West.
That's a Ringwald. He gives it out to Sherplin on the right wing. No looks right now for the Comets. Out to Sherplin. Thought about the three. Won't take it.
Look at this defense from Lakota West so far. The Comets moving the ball nicely, but just can't find any looks. 3 minutes left in this first quarter.
And now drop below 3 minutes left. Comets not finding any holes in this defense. And he was looking for Trends down low, but it's intercepted. Mead Moss on transition, Tyson Davis on transition, a spin, no good. Austin Trends tried to get the rebound, it goes out of bounds.
I mean, Daniel, early timeout here from Coach Chewy trying to get things figured out. When we've seen this Lakota West team, it's hard to ask how they've lost so many games this year when they've been shooting really good from the field, which is kind of a given. It's hard to beat a team that's shooting that well, but in this second game against the Comets, they've been very impressive on both sides. It looked like the games have slowed down for their two best players. Their losses this year, they lost to Fairfield twice, Oak Hills, and Princeton, those top GMC teams. But it seems like we've seen all of these teams against the Comets. Lakota West has looked, if not one of the best out of those teams.
Absolutely. This is a team that I think can make a big run in the playoffs. They've won the last eight of their last 10 games. And look back at their last game versus Sycamore. That game went into overtime, and something to mention about that game, end of the fourth quarter, it was 48-48, and that game ended 51-48, meaning in those 4 minutes of overtime, Lakota West held the Aviators to 0. Only 3 points for Lakota West, but they still got the win. So their defense, and you could say now these past 2 quarters of play, has been outstanding.
Yeah, they might have stopped them to 0 in the overtime period, but Amade had 34 in that game.
Yeah, Amade, one of the best players in the GMC. That 2-pointer from Bryce Curry went through. Now 13-0 lead with 2 minutes 25 left. Cooper trapped in the corner, gets it out to Johnson, now back out to Cooper. Comets have been living at the perimeter this entire court, not able to get anything down low. But there they do to Sherplin. Great look, and there's the first points of the night. Comes off of 15.
And that's nice to get the weight off your chest, trying to get those first points of the game. And that was a good look. That's something you like to see. So far, if I'm Princeton, who's playing Mason in the first round of the OHSAA playoffs, I think Lakota West's giving you a great blueprint of how to beat this Comet team, but right there they exploit the press.
Step back 3 from Tyson, and he hits it. Another 3 for this Lakota West offense. They're shooting the same way they did at their place a few weeks ago. Out to Cooper.
Nasty move.
Ringwald, his third 3. This time it connects. Big 3 from the senior on his senior nights. Comets now have 5.
Yeah, by the way, this Comet team has been relying on that 3-point shot early in this game. Getting your best 3-point shooter and Dylan Ringwald going is huge. I like how he's shooting a lot more in this game. He's already 3 attempts from 3.
That 3 from Dudukovic, no good. The Comets, maybe a potential chance to move this game along their way. Johnson drives in, looks to be fouled as he's going in.
Yeah,
the first foul of the game for the Firebirds. Johnson will go to the line, a 73% shooter.
Yeah, Dudukovic checking in for the first time for Lakota West. And if you watch Lakota West, you watch our broadcast the last couple of years, you might recognize that last name of Dudukovic. His brother, Nathan Dudukovic, at IUPUI right now, the leading scorer in Lakota West history. So his brother, Alex, trying to bring the legacy back for the next couple of years.
That's some big shoes to fill. Your brother,
would say so.
The most career points out of anyone in the franchise of this team.
What I will say, when the Comets played them a couple of years ago, they held them to 4 points in one game. It's pretty impressive.
Gotta love that. Both free throws good from Bryson Johnson. He hit all 11 in his 24-point performance in that win versus Middletown. He keeps that 100% streak going. Tough defense made, gets it down to LJ Green. Out to Curry. Pulls up jumper, and it's good. The shooting from Bryce Curry tonight. No answer from the Comets.
It just looks like he's so comfortable in this game.
How about that from Tyler Lupinski? Looked to try and pass it out to, I think that was Trent, but instead takes it himself, uses his frame, and makes it an 18-9 game.
Yeah, after this first quarter, only a 9-point game. Comets should hold for the last shot here, but if they can knock down a 3 or even get to the free throw line and get a couple of shots, this first quarter doesn't look as bad as you might have thought when looking at the first couple of minutes of this game. Comets were down 11-0.
Comets quickly get the ball back. Under 20 seconds now left in the quarter, and like you said, Isaac likely just holding this down. You don't want to give the Firebirds one more chance on offense. That's exactly what Johnson looks to be doing. Takes it on the right side now to Trends. Clock starting to wind down. Ball's on the ground. They're not able to get anything off, and that'll do it for the end of the first period. The Comets reel back in just a little bit, score 18-9. We'll head to a break. Stay tuned for the second period here on Mason Sports Radio. We welcome you back to the Mason Arena for the second period here in this Lakota West Firebirds game matchup versus the Mason Comets. I'm Daniel Panetti, joined with Isaac Vargo. And Isaac, we get a little recap of that first period. Lakota West went on an 11-0 run, but the Comets kind of reeled back in a little bit.
Yeah, it was a hot start for Lakota at least, but more on the defensive side. They held the Comets to 0 points up till 3 minutes left in the first quarter, but Dylan Ringwald and a couple others got the Comets back in manageable range. They got to have a hot start of this second quarter if they're going to want to make this a close game.
LJ Green going up on Sherplin. It looks like a foul is going to be called.
And that's exactly how you get it started.
Yeah, it was a travel actually on Green, so the Comets will take possession.
Bryson Johnson had a couple turnovers on this press last time, expecting him to be better with the ball.
And right as you say that, they turn it over once more, but Tyler Lupinski gets it right back for the Comets. Now Johnson, floater is good. Nice shot from the junior, makes it 18-11.
Yeah, that's Johnson's game right there, right in the paint, finding his spot.
Tyson contested by Ringwald, runs into a pick by Bryce Curry. Very aggressive kind of set. Curry try to pass it out.
Like out on the Comets trying to get the save, but both teams so far in this second quarter, it's been a little bit of sloppy basketball. Comets turning it over, getting it back, getting the points in, but a lot of sloppy basketball, a lot of turnovers early in this second quarter.
Curry gets it into Tyson as they'll take it back up. To Mead Moss on the side, guarded by Sherplin. Now back down to Curry. A lot nicer defense. Dylan Ringwald playing very solid there at the top against these two guards. LJ Green now out to Mead Moss. They finally break into the paint. Wide pass, left corner, three, and it's good. Another three from Bryce Curry. He's dropping all of them from behind the line.
Just looks like that confidence is so high right now for Curry from that three-point line. It might be something with this Comet Green that whenever he steps on the floor, he cannot miss.
Absolutely. Hit 5 in that first meeting versus the Comets just a few weeks ago. Cooper wide open down low, but out to Johnson, a three. Too far, rebounded by Mead Moss. And you look at the future of this game, Isaac, especially from Bryson Johnson and Dylan Ringwald, you're going to need to hit those threes. Three from LJ Green, no good. And rebounded by Tyler Lupinski. They go in transition fast. Ringwald wide open on the left wing, and he hits it.
Love what Tyler Lupinski just did there, taking the tempo all the way up. Got caught in the air, but also found Dylan Ringwald. Great setup shot there, and that's a great sign again. Dylan Ringwald starting to catch fire from three. That's
his second three of the night. We've seen a couple times already. Tyler Lupinski did that earlier in the first period where he drove in, faked the pass out to Austin Trends on the corner, took it in and got that too. So you love to see that aggression from Tyler Lupinski. He had about a 6'1" frame, not the biggest guy in the world, but still has, he has that muscle on him. He can drive in, he can go one-on-one with some of these guys. But the Comets, they pull back into 7. You like what you're seeing this period?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the first time out for Lakota West today. They're under head coach Kelvin Moss. He was he was Middletown's head coach just a couple years ago. So Coach Tui and he are very respectful of each other. They have played a lot of basketball together. But he had a very successful career at Middletown, just over 500 season. He was a top 10 wins in Middletown history. So a couple of successful coaches out here today, a lot of experience from both these head coaches.
Yeah, he took over in 2023 after Jim Leon had stepped down after 5 seasons with the team. And in the few that he's had, Lakota West has been in that top 3 of the GMC in those 2 years. So you like what you're seeing from him in his short tenure so far. When we come out of this timeout, Firebirds burned their first. They'll take it out with Tyson.
Now this is the Comets' chance right here to really get close and get that lead.
Braylon Payton back in the game now for the Comets on his senior night. Mead Moss down to LJ Green. Ringwald looked to have slipped up and his footing. That
That's
makes it now 23-14.
That's how you do it. It's a perfect seal off from Green on Ringwald. The mismatch there. Up to that point, the Comets are doing a great job on the defensive end, being physical against a team that has them in height for sure.
Sherplin out to Johnson. You look at that matchup, Sherplin guarded by LJ Green. That's the guy you're going to want if you're Lakota West, with Sherplin obviously being probably the toughest player on this Comet team. Out to Lupinski. He'll fire a three. No good, but rebounded by Sherplin. Gets it out. Ringwald, another one. No good. LJ Green fighting for the rebound aggressively. Might have been a push. It's a push against Tyler Lupinski. It's another foul for him.
Yeah, a lot of dribbling there from Johnson, and a lot of three-point attempts in this first half from the Comets. It looks like they're relying on catching fire, getting Dylan Ringwald to knock down those threes. And against a team like Lakota West that's going to play the way they play and stay inside the three-point line, it seems like the Comets have got to find better looks instead of three-pointers.
Yeah, Ringwald already about 2 for 5 from behind the line. You want to see him get going a little more. To Curry, but it looks like he was grabbed by Braylon Payton. And it is a hold. That's the second foul of the period in just about 20 seconds of game time. Comets, you don't want to get this team into foul trouble for Lakota West. Out to LJ Green, guarded by Tyler Lupinski. Gets it back out to Joshua Tyson. It's now Robinson checked in for Lakota West. Out of bounds, it'll be Mason Ball. Parker Robinson, number 10, the one in for the Firebirds now. Not much playing time for him this season. He's gotten in a few games. We look this press still kind of continuing for the Firebirds.
Yeah, they've left the press, and more of it's a man-on-man full court, just putting all the pressure on these Comet guards, especially Bryson Johnson, who you'd expect is going to play most of this game. Fatigue might set in if you got a guy full court picking him up.
Tyler Lupinski going to drive in on Green. Nice move, and goes underhand to finish. What a play there from Tyler Lupinski to go up on the 6'6" center and get that too.
Yeah, something with these Lupinski twins. With Tyler, he's the righty. He's a lot of right hand, and for Jacob, it's a lot of left hand. So using that right hand to his advantage on that left side is an impressive move.
Yeah, rare to see that from a set of twins, Jacob and Tyler, one being a lefty, one being a righty. But it works out in favor. Now Curry guarded by Lupinski. Another whistle. Looks like it'll be Comet ball.
Comets haven't had the lead today, but slowly but surely creeping their way back in this game, trying to catch Lakota West off guard. Seems like Lakota West in this second quarter, more after the timeout, they've been a little bit too careless with the basketball. Might be playing with their food a little bit.
Just under 3 minutes left here in the period. Comets trail by 7. Ringwald on the left wing, now out to Johnson, is able to get it back 2-on-1 and gets the bounce to go. Comets make it a 23-18 game. Now only a 5-point lead for Lakota West.
The hands from the junior, impressive to even get that ball. Looks like he was going to take it out, but in the same motion.
And it's off the foot. No, it's going to be a call against the Comets. Wow, Isaac. I think that looked to go off the foot of Tyson. Instead, it'll be a call against the Comets. Wow, I don't know with that one.
I don't know if we've seen a call like that where it's a loose ball and the guy that got called on a foul wasn't even going for the ball. So tough call there. Ringwald's been in foul trouble a lot this year. He's got 2, and that's a tough way to get your second with just about 2.5 in the second quarter.
Ringwald visibly upset with that call, and can't really knock him for it. But now the Firebirds kind of get a second chance here.
And the big thing is that would have been a turnover. Comets would have had it on their own side, only down 5.
Dudukovic on Tyler Lupinski. He now resets at the top. You like this defensive matchup if you're the Comets. Lupinski, a clear size difference. He gets it back out to Curry.
Impressive effort here in the Comets in the defensive end. Been right in the shoes of these guards.
I think you're liking these size advantages and matchups for the Comets. This putback is good. That's Griffin Long, number 25, his first points of the night. Call while Bryson Johnson was taking it up.
Johnson again. Great play there to get through the double, but it's a very, very risky way to take it down into two defenders with the ball loose, but got the foul call there. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if he does that again, doesn't slow down the pace, he could turn it over.
Yeah, that foul, the win against Tyson Davis, his second of the period. We look at Davis, mentioned earlier, two-star athlete, was first team all GMC in football as a wide receiver, a little over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Isaac, a few of those coming against the Comets on their senior night. So two sports in a row, football and basketball, senior night for the Comets, taking on these Firebirds. And, you know, we got a really good taste of him in that one.
Yeah, it's tough to face a team like Lakota West and the programs that they have in basketball and football on your senior night. But I like the approach that the former principal of Lakota West, Ben Brown, now at Mason. I like what he's taking with these competitive games on senior night.
That shot no good from Johnson. Now a 2-on-1 to Mead Moss, and he goes up on Wyatt Cooper to get the 2. Score now 27-18, a minute 20 left in the second period. Jacob Lupinski drives in again, goes up on 2, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line, squash between two defenders.
I've been really impressed with how Tyler's played in this first half. He's been taking that approach with his right hand dominant, and Lakota West hasn't really made that adjustment. He hasn't really taken the basket how he has today. He's been trying to get to the line. He's been a really good free throw shooter. So like what he's doing for this Comet team today.
Lupinski, the best free throw shooter on this Comet team, 76%. Hits the first one, makes it a 27-19 game. This game already miles better for the Comets than that first meeting. We saw, 66-29, a game the Comets want to forget. Now they're closing in on getting that 29 before the first half might end. Both free throws good, 27-20 is your score. Now it looks like Braylon Payton and the Comets might be implementing a little bit of a press. He now backs off.
This is a huge next 115. If the Comets can keep it under 10 or even getting that lead a little bit more, it sets up the second half perfectly.
The Dukovic, a spin move on Tyler Lupinski. Now out to LJ Green. He gets the 2. And Isaac, it's hard to defend a 6'6" guy like that who gets that 2 down there on just a bit of a layup, but he can shoot from anywhere on the court.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup. One of the best mobile 6'6" guys in the GMC is LJ Green. Moving around out there like a guard, can guard 1 through 5. That's a tough matchup. That's very underrated to this Lakota West team.
Yeah, and he's being guarded by Austin Trends, the freshman. That's a tough matchup for a guy who we just mentioned is a freshman. It's a big game for him tonight to try and keep number 23 in check. Johnson out on the right wing, look to pass it to Trents. Instead, he'll keep it himself. 20 seconds left in the first half. Comets in the same position they were in the first period.
You got to have a better shot here. At least get a shot at the basket.
Absolutely. Now under 10. Trends back out to Johnson. You got to hurry.
Better hurry up.
Johnson keeping it 3 seconds now. Fires the 3 from the top and hits it. Clock expires. A big 3 from Bryson Johnson cuts this lead even closer. Big shot to end the first half. The Comets get it to a 29-20 lead. As that'll do it for the first half. Comets a big 3 from Bryson Johnson as we head into halftime. We welcome you back to the Mason Arena for the start of the second half here in a 6-point game, 29-23. I'm Daniel Panetti, joined alongside Isaac Fargo. And Isaac, a great end of the second quarter for the Comets. They pulled back.
Yeah, it was led by that perimeter defense that we saw from Lakota West in the first quarter. Held the Comets to 0 points going 3 minutes into the first quarter. The Comets were down 11-0. Haven't had a lead all night, but with a Bryson Johnson 3, they're only down 6. So it's a lot better start than you would say last time. Comets were down 26 at the half at Lakota West.
So much better game offensively and defensively for the Comets. A spinning shot from Bryson Johnson, no good. Rebounded by Joshua Tyson. Quickly in transition, out to Mead Moss, a 3. No good, goes behind the backboard. So it'll be Comet ball.
Yeah, if the Comets are going to want to win this game and keep it close, Bryson Johnson's going to have to take it inside, be the player that he's been all year long. He's been good from the three-point line today, but he's turned it over quite a bit at times. He's going to have to carry this team on his back if they're going to want to win this game. I
think a guy to highlight after that first half is Tyler Lupinski. Had one of his most aggressive and I'd say one of his best halves of basketball. It turned over quickly. Dudukovic is able to get the 2 on top of Jacob Lupinski. So the first points of the quarter go to the Firebirds. Quickly, a press. Tyler Lupinski on Mead Moss. He's able to break it nicely to Johnson.
Not a lot of time for Jacob Lupinski in that first half of play. Maybe his least of the season. A lot of Braylon Payton because of senior night.
Yeah, we've seen much more of him than we have this year for the majority of the time. That floater from Johnson, no good. Rebounded by L.J. Green. Now Tyson brings it up. Back down to Green. But a whistle will be called. Ball be taken out under the basket. Mason foul on Jacob Lupinski.
And now looking at the stat sheet, the reason why Jacob Lupinski didn't play a lot is because he had 2 fouls in the first half. That would make it his 3rd right then. 0 points, 3 fouls. One of the biggest defenders in the paint for this Comet team.
Mead Moss's 3 is no good. Rebounded by Johnson. In this offense, you started out ice cold. You got to get something to go. Out to Ringwald. Now Lupinski on the side. He's guarded by Moss. Jacob gets it to his brother. Tries to look for Jacob again. Was Tyler, but it's out of bounds. Comets miss out on a chance.
As Comets got to be careful here. They're down at only 8, but that can change really quickly. If they go on, if Lakota West goes on a 5-point swing, you're looking at a 35-23 game and a very minimal chance of the Comets coming back. So they got to keep this lead at a minimum while they don't have it.
Yeah, you got to get something to get this student section all hyped up. They're all in their pink shirts. Dudukovic a 3, no good. Rebounded by Jacob Lupinski. Now a chance to go quickly in transition. They have to stop a deep 3 from Ringwald. Bounces out, no good. Would have been a big 3 for the Comets. Could have made it a 6-point game.
Yeah,
but it looks like it's a call against Lakota West.
Obviously on senior night, Dylan Ringwald's going to want to go crazy and shoot a lot of 3-pointers, but that's kind of seems like a reach so far. The Comets got to get in the paint and get their first couple of points at the foul line. It's been a struggle game in the scoring column early in this first quarter and now in the third quarter. Just about a minute and a half has passed, and the Comets have still not gotten on the score column.
It was a great end to the first half. Haven't been able to respond since here in the third period. Tyler Lupinski down low. He's looking for Jacob, but has to get it back out to Cooper. Now to Ringwald. Finds Cooper down low, but he's guarded by O.J. Green. That's a tough guy to get by.
Cooper's been really quiet today. I believe not even a shot attempt from a guy that's went off at some points, have had a 20-point game in one game this year.
Yeah, I was against Fairfield in that overtime game. Comets almost pulled up a crazy upset there, and it was thanks to Wyatt Cooper hitting 5 threes in that one. No looks for the Comet offense. Here's a 3 from Cooper, offline to the right side. And it's going to be a foul against Tyler Lupinski.
Another 3-point attempt there from the Comets. It just seems like they're trying to get back into the game with those 3-pointers. And when you're not shooting well and you're in a shooting slump, you got to get to the free throw line. You got to attack the basket. I would like to see a lot of Tyler Lipinski more driving against the bigger Green, trying to get him in foul trouble instead of those three-point heaves.
A little less than 4 minutes, 30 left. LJ Green wide open. He hits the three. A 41% three-point shooter with a 6'6" frame. It is hard to come by. He hits that three from the corner.
As you said, 41%, but not a lot of attempts. You'd like to see if LJ Green can get a lot more attempts going into that playoff time, because he's definitely capable of knocking that down.
Especially the best free throw percentage on the team as well. Probably the biggest guy on the team shooting like a point guard. And Tyler Lipinski, another whistle.
It's going to be on to Dukovic. Just his second for the team.
It's another foul against Jacob Lipinski. Both Jacob and Tyler. Tyler only has two, but both getting in the fouls. That's 4 for Jacob Lipinski.
Interesting here, they're giving the Comets the ball after a Lipinski foul.
It was a foul into Dukovic as well, so a foul on both teams.
Looks like they're giving it on both teams, which is very rare to see. I don't think you'd see that all this year.
Comets still scoreless. Johnson a chance to change that, but it's off of the foot of a defender. Joshua Tyson going up. He looks to be fouled on the way there. He'll be sent to the line.
More turnovers lead to more points, and Lakota West slowly but surely making their way into this deep territory where they can get this win. 5-0 run to start this second half, and again, the Comets have not scored in the second half. Just about 2 minutes in the game. Tyson at the line. He's second in the GMC in points per games. Hasn't been super good from the free throw line or three-point range, but seems like against this Comet team, he's been lights out. Only 5 points tonight, though. He averages about 15 a game, nearing towards 16.
Look at Tyson, that 15 points per game, 15.9 to be exact, second in the GMC behind Trey Perry of Lakota East. He gets the deflection after the missed free throws, misses the layup, and nice play there from Wyatt Cooper, but it looks like Lakota West has reached in.
Great effort there from Lipinski and Wyatt Cooper. Kind of was Turpin and Wyatt going for the rebound. Couldn't go their way, but they stayed back on defense, and Cooper finally corralled that rebound. It's a huge possession here for the Comets. They got to get going on offense.
So 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. That's the fourth team foul this period for the Firebirds. One more puts the Comets in the bonus, so you might want to take your foot off the gas pedal a little bit on defense. Sherplin down out to Tyler Lipinski. Nice pass to Ringwald, and a little kind of razzle-dazzle kind of shot there from Ringwald. Gets the two. The Comets finally get on the board.
I mean, Tyler Lipinski, it might be one of his best games this season. He's attacking the basket, knocking down threes, and what a pass there inside. It's like to see the Comets give him more of the controls in this second half.
Got it down to LJ Green, but Bryson Johnson runs into him. That's number 5 this quarter for the Comets. So now Lakota West finds themselves in the bonus. It's number 1 for Johnson on the day.
That's definitely something you want to see if you're a Comet fan, seeing 3 minutes still on that clock, and every single time the Comets reach in, or if it's a shooting foul, they get to the line. Trends will check in for Cooper. Cooper starting to get in foul trouble. He's got 4.
Look at Green, had a 24-point game earlier this year against a team all the way down in Florida. He hits both of those free throws, an 83% free throw shooter. Now an 11-point lead for Lakota West with about 3 minutes and 11 seconds left in this quarter. And Isaac, they're not holding off on this full court press.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You got guards out there like Bryson Johnson, Dylan Ringwald, and Tyler Lipinski that have been out there all game long. When you have someone full court pressure that hasn't been in the whole game, that has more energy, it's going to wear you down sometimes. But it looks like they got a little bit of a more backed off pressure.
Tyler Lipinski tried to get it out to Johnson. Tyson all alone, tried to slam it down, couldn't get high enough, still gets the 2.
Yeah, Tyson definitely has the ability to slam it down. We saw it in Lakota West, Lakota East game. He sealed the game for Lakota West with a dunk right in front of the student section. Right there, just keeping it modest with the layup.
Yeah, we saw him in pregame try to do a dunk as well, and it was a dunk very similar to that of Jude Markich earlier this season. Me and you were on that call. We remember that one. Wasn't able to get it fully, but you can still count it. He's a guy who can get up there.
And look at this defense from Lakota West. Everybody on the court's playing tremendous right now.
Nice pass down to Max Sherplin from Austin Trends, and he gets the 2 to go. It's a nice play there from the freshman.
A couple of announcers jinx from me today. I'll take it as a Comets fan. Sherplin got his 4th point of the day. Comets down 11. Their first points, though, of the second half.
Curry, a step back 3, too short, rebounded by Ringwald. Quickly going in transition, Tyler Lipinski goes up and gets fouled.
Again, another great take from Lipinski, getting to the line. Great bounce pass there as well. Getting Lakota West in a little bit of foul trouble. One more and the Comets will be at the line. About 1:43 left in the third quarter. If the Comets get to the line, knock down a couple shots, they're still definitely in this game.
That puts both teams in the bonus for this quarter. Lipinski has been perfect from the line tonight. He continues that streak. 1:43, so any fouls in this next minute and 3/4 will send it, whatever team it is to the line. A chance here to make it a 10-point game once again with this free throw from Lipinski.
Yeah, we might see a long next 1 minute and 43 seconds with how competitive and physical both these teams have played. As you said, each team getting to the line.
Lipinski hits both, so it's now a 38-28 game, or excuse me, 38-29 game with 1:40 left to go in the period. We talked about this rivalry a bit on Comet Sports Talk. Came out this morning. Lakota West and Mason. It's no rivalry that you don't hear of much. It's you can kind of go up with Mason and Kings once some rivalries like that, but these are two teams do not like each other at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Comets are biggest school in D1. Lakota West was until they split up with Lakota East, but yeah, bad blood there for sure.
Bounds, it'll stay with the Firebirds. Tyson will take it out.
And love to see Coach too with how much time Braylon Payton's gotten today. He hasn't knocked down any of the shots that he's hoped for today, but he's been a good defensive presence. What I'd like to see is he needs to be careful. He's a very aggressive player, especially from the perimeter. He's got to be careful with fouling and getting these Lakota West to the line.
Yeah, absolutely. He's fouled out in a few games this season. I would say him and Sherplin, the two toughest defenders on this team. But being his senior night, Coach Toohey and Coach Matula in the past love to give all of his seniors a chance. And, luckily for the Comets, you only have two seniors on this team. One of them is Dylan Ringwald, who, starts every single game. Layup was no good. Johnson has to settle it down. To Lipinski now to Payton.
Comets again with hopefully the last possession of the third quarter. They've had two looks in the first and second quarter. First quarter couldn't get anything. Second quarter at the last moment Johnson got a three. We'll see what they can cook up here.
Yeah, a three-pointer from Johnson. He hits it. Big three from the junior. He's had a couple tonight. Puts the Comets back past 10.
Hey, why not end the second quarter, end the third quarter, and again the Comets are hanging in there, only down 6.
And that's going to do it for this third quarter. The Comets bring it back to a 6-point game. It'll be a very interesting fourth period. Stay tuned here on Mason Sports Radio. We welcome you back to the Mason Arena on this senior night. It is about to tip off the fourth quarter here. Mason Comets versus the Lakota West Firebirds. What a game it's been. You know, after that first game, we thought it would be maybe another blowout for the Firebirds, but the Comets, they're keeping in it.
Yeah, it seemed like Lakota West has been dominant this whole game, but it slowly, under the weather, this Comet team has kept it really close, more close than Lakota West would ever hope for, you'd think. And
the ball's on the ground. There. And it's going to be a whistle, and it looks like it'll go the Comet direction. Max Sherplin was there on the ground, putting his body on the line. Sorry, it looks like it'll be a timeout called by the Comets, excuse me. But I think...
Yeah, you could say that that's an early timeout for this fourth quarter, but every possession matters, especially for the Comets. They haven't led all day long. They're down 6. They got that turnover. It's a big start to the fourth quarter. If they can go down, knock down a 3, get to the free throw line, and get the first points of the fourth quarter that they've struggled in the first 3 quarters, it would be huge for this team.
Yeah, you said all year, Isaac, about how this Comet team, it feels like they put together one great half of basketball and then kind of tail off at the end. You put together, I'd say, 3 pretty solid quarters. You know, that first quarter wasn't exactly what they wanted with the start, but they've reeled themselves back in. You're going to need to have one of the best quarters of your season if you want to take down the 3rd best team in the GMC going in the playoffs.
Yeah, talking about the Mason Comets, they've gone through so much this year. A team that didn't have a lot of experience. Bryson Johnson has had some bad performances, but this would be the icing on the cake. This would be unbelievable if they could get this done on senior night against a phenomenal Lakota West team.
That ball went out of bounds, but they said last touch by the Firebirds, so the Comets will take it out. It'll be Tyler Lupinski on the perimeter to throw it in. He gets it into Johnson. Like you were saying, Johnson has had some incredible games this year, 35 points versus Kings in that 24-point game versus Middletown, and he's already having a very solid game tonight. And
it's crucial that the Comets don't turn it over in this fourth quarter. Every possession matters.
7 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. The 2 is good from Dylan Ringwald. He makes it a 38-34 game, a 4-point lead. I think that's the smallest of the night that Lakota West has had.
It is.
What a way the Comets have turned on here. That shot no good and out of bounds. Last touch by LJ Green. The Comets get possession, and Isaac, this black hole, starting to come alive a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need to get the crowd involved. They got the turnover, they got the score, and they got the stop again.
Sherplin down to Lupinski. Now to Trends. Pass back down Lupinski, too far into the basket not to take it. 3 from Johnson, swirls the iron, no good, man.
How big would that have been?
Electricity that would have sparked from the black hole if Johnson could hit that. Tyson goes up with it, no good. Going out of bounds again. Ringwald tries to keep it in, and it's blocked that time. Out of bounds again, but it's going to be Firebird basketball. Isaac, unless I missed something there, I think if that originally went out of bounds, it would have been Mason ball.
Yeah, LJ Green with a lot of handsy there. Could have been off him, but looking at Dylan Ringwald, he wants it today. On his senior night, last game he'll be playing on this court, and he's been playing phenomenal defense against one of the best in the GMC, as just a sophomore, Josh Tyson.
6 minutes, 12 seconds left, 38-34. Only one foul this period, and it's against the Comets. Gets it into Green at the top. He's guarded by Trends. Wide open was Curry. A one-handed dunk from the sophomore.
Heads up. I mean, talk about an unexpected. You knew this kid could get up, but I think you go John Morant right over top of him. Imagine if that went down cleanly. I mean, he got a little bit of the rim, so it wasn't as cool, but man, that would have been Sports Center for sure if he would have got that one down.
Absolutely, and I don't think you were expecting it at this point of the game as well. A 4-point game, and you dunk like that. If you miss it, that's going to send Coach Moss livid. But he's able to get the bounce to go in. It's now a 6-point lead for the Firebirds.
That also has to have a little intimidation on this Comet team.
Wide open is Lipinski, and he hits the 2. No one was around him. A 4-point game once again, about 5 minutes left in the quarter.
Again, Lipinski starting to find his mold. Exactly at the right time, another perfect look.
Pass down to Green. Curry went kind of in motion, but missed him a little late. It's deflected away. Dylan Ringwald now out to Johnson, going up with Green, and it's blocked, but it's a foul called.
Looked like all ball to me, but when Tyson came in, Tyson Davis that is, he got a little bit of a shove on Johnson. So as LJ Green got the ball clean, it might not have been on him.
You know what, Isaac? I'll call that a bit of a makeup call for that kickball earlier that went against Dylan Ringwald. I think it was all ball, but you will
any way you can
100% take that. Free throw from Johnson is good. A 40-37 game. It is now one possession, 13 points on the night for Bryson Johnson. What a game the junior has been having.
Going back to that Middletown game, the reason the Comets won in that upset on the road was because of the free throws.
Would have been a violation, but he hits the 2 anyways. Lakota West calls a timeout. 14 points now for the junior. And the Comets now within 2.
Yeah, the Comets, huge free throw there. Could have definitely been a lane violation on Tyson. But you gotta love the fight this Comet team has been putting on. They've been in a lot of competitive games, and they've lost a lot of those games. But if you're a team that's been in all of those competitive games, you gotta surely get one of them to get down. So this would be so big for this Comet team going into the playoffs as well, facing another GMC foe. That would be Princeton at Fairfield. They go at it in about a week. But what a game this has been. It hasn't been a lot of competitive games that we called here on sports radio, but this is a big one here.
Absolutely, and what a better time for it to be your senior night for the Mason Comets. You're facing one of the top teams in the GMC, and you're putting on a show. Bryson Johnson taking control of the offense. It feels like this year there's been glimpses and glimpses, but he's starting to really turn that corner. Tyler Lipinski having one of his best games of the season. You love what you're seeing, but now you come out of this timeout. It's a 2-point game, 5 minutes left. This is still anyone's basketball game. 5 minutes is like, a year, you can say, in basketball time.
Absolutely. I like the Comets. They have all the momentum going into this fourth quarter, but you can never doubt Bryce Curry and Josh Tyson. You've seen today, they have those moves in them all day long. They're going to look towards them in the fourth quarter.
Coming out of that timeout, the Comets were in a full court press. Firebirds able to get it off cleanly, but we have not seen a press from the Comets almost at all this season, so it could be a little sloppy. Out to Green. Now Tyson on the left side, guarded by Ringwald. Nice pass down to Green, hits the 2. We're back to a 2-possession game.
I mean, exactly what you want if you're Lakota West. What a drive there. LJ Green has had a phenomenal game. He's got 14 today. He's gone in 20-plus 2 times this year. It's important that the Comets come right back at him.
Sherplin's shot rejected. No good, and now the Firebirds quickly in motion. Curry goes up with it, but he's fouled by Tyler Lipinski. And you don't want this game to start getting out of hand for the Comets, especially now. That's only one foul. Sorry, that's the second foul of the period for the Comets. You cannot get this team into the bonus.
Bryce Curry, my goodness, go back to that block against Sherplin. I mean, this kid's only a sophomore. He was a superstar last year as a freshman. You got to ask yourself, if you're playing these two guys, Josh Tyson and Bryce Curry, as 8th graders, how's that matchup going to go when they're back in that middle school era and they're playing together?
13 points for Bryce Curry on the night. Free throw up. He drains both of them. What a game for the sophomore.
Still only a 6-point game. Definitely manageable for the Comets.
Ringwald a 3, no good. Rebounded by Moss. What a three it would have been. Pass down to Dudukovic. Can't hit the two. Rebounded by Green, but now the Comets get it. It goes out of bounds. The Comets will keep control.
Huge stop there. Ringwald again trying to get that three-point shot on fire again. Couldn't get it to go. Plenty of time still, 4 minutes left. But the Comets got to string scores and stops quickly before this gets out of hand.
Comets finds themselves down 6 here in the fourth quarter. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left. Ringwald, a dangerous pass to Johnson, but he's able to keep it in possession. Now out to Sherplin. Comets, here would be an incredible time for your three-point guys, Bryson Johnson, Dylan Ringwald, maybe even Tyler Lupinski, to drain a triple. But Ringwald's gotten very cold this second half. He drives in, and the shot is blocked again. Rejection after rejection for the Firebirds. Now Moss, a three, got it! Timeout. Mason Mead Moss, a potential dagger, makes it 47-38.
Yeah, and the Comets there, it was a huge possession. They were taking a lot of clock off in that possession, but it seemed like they got a little bit impatient. Dylan Ringwald, not the guy that takes it to the basket. When you got guys like Curry down there that are athletic without fouling, as you saw there with the block, and on the other end, perfect drive there, perfect pass to the outside Moss. And that's a killer, but again, still 3 minutes left. Comets trying to make a little bit of a comeback here, but it all starts, they have to score this drive.
Yeah, so actually a change. That was a timeout called by the Firebirds. And Isaac, looking at this game and kind of recapping it, it felt like each quarter, except maybe the third quarter, the Comets started out really slow, and as it got closer to the end, they came on a little bit more. You hope that's kind of how this one's going to go, because it hasn't been the best start to this quarter that they've wanted. But you look at the clock, you got about 3 minutes left. You still have a chance to come back in this. You hit a couple of shots, you're right back in it. Sherplin guarded by Curry, spins. Back out to Johnson on the right side. He looks to take it in. And it's deflected away by Moss, but Trends is able to get it, a whistle. That's a foul against the Firebirds. It's the second foul of the game on Moss.
Credit against Lakota West perimeter defense. The Comets are trying to go. They don't have a lot of time. Time's not their friend right now, but Lakota West has been so good on the defensive end, especially around the perimeter where the Comets are trying to go.
Pass to Ringwald deflected. Tyson going in. He's fouled and gets the and one. Joshua Tyson, a first team GMC level game that we are seeing from this sophomore. Fouls on Bryson Johnson. And this game just starting to get out of reach for the Comets. Now an 11-point lead for the Firebirds.
You talk about it all the time. When you make that turnover and you're one-on-one with someone, you got to get that ball anyway without letting him get a shot up. And Johnson tried blocking it, and that's where and ones come in play. Comets really up against it here, down 12.
Now a 12-point game. Johnson guarded by Tyson. You can't take your time on these offensive possessions anymore. You find yourselves down double digits.
Comets got to go here. Even if it's not the shot you want, you got to get shots up.
Can't win the game if you don't score. Now to Tyler Lupinski. He misses the layup. Visibly frustrated.
That's something you don't see a lot from a guy like Tyler Lupinski, with the right hand as well. No one around him. Might have heard footsteps, and that's just how the last 2 minutes have gone.
The guy is almost shooting.
Curry, visibly going towards that left part of his body. Might have just gotten tangled up. Definitely something you want to look towards if you're Lakota West.
You look at Lupinski, a guy who's almost shooting 50% from the field. That's an easy shot. That's one of those warm-up shots that you need to hit, and that time he's just not able to put it down. Probably thinking way too fast. It wasn't able to connect. Long passes from Tyson to Green. Tyson finds Green again, guarded by Johnson. Wide open is Mead Moss. There's another two. Now 52-38, a 14-point lead. And what a run for the Firebirds. Shot from Johnson, no good. Rebounded by Green. And this one.
Here's the thing with the shot clock. When you don't have a shot clock, a team like Lakota West that was up 12, had the layup, can do whatever they want with the ball with not having the shot clock.
Ringwald to three, no good. Braylon Payton aggressive, able to get the rebound. A three from him, and he drains it. Braylon Payton quiet this season shooting, but there, it's a big three, keeps the Comets' chances alive. The timeout called by the Comets is a full timeout. Big shot there from the senior.
Yeah, Braylon Payton's had a lot of those threes today. Nice to see one go down for him, but if the Comets are going to want to win this game, it's not really in their hands. It's on the hands of Lakota West from the free throw line. They're going to have to miss a lot of free throws, and the Comets are going to have to make every single shot they get from here on out. It's been kind of that lack of experience that have killed them the last 3 minutes. When you don't have a lot of experience with a team, you sometimes doubt each other. You don't really have those last minutes.
A little under a minute left to go here in regulation. You foul Lakota West. They're the second best team from the line. They've been playing it like it tonight. Came into tonight shooting about 71% as a team, and you know you're gonna foul guys. It's gonna end up being Bryce Curry and Joshua Tyson, who have just been so good from the line tonight. Both of them over double digits, and it's just been a game where the Stars have, for the most part, been playing like stars for Lakota West, and now they're taking it out of grasp for the Comets. Very aggressive press. Two guys on Moss, but they're able to break it out to Tyson Davis. 40 seconds left, 40.1 as the whistle sounds.
Again, the Comets are going to have to get to that point where that Lakota West is at the free throw line. They're going to have one more foul until they're in the bonus, but the Comets, you got to get that as early as possible.
Down to Mead Moss. He decides not to take the shot. Probably smart, and then fouled by Bryson Johnson. Nice little play there for Mead Moss. Thought about taking it, but realized, you got about 34 seconds left. You have a comfortable lead. Why even give Mason the ball?
So right here is the point in the game where if you're the Comets, you're going to need everything missed, and you're going to have to make everything. It starts here with Moss at the free throw line.
Moss misses the first one. Only 56% from the line so far this year. So this is a guy that you're going to want to be at the line if you're Mason. Hits the second one. Moss over double digits as well tonight. Comets got to move. Out to Ringwald. Takes the shot and blocked by O.J. Green. Multiple blocks tonight for this Lakota West defense, and man, they've been playing spectacular tonight. Top two in the GMC with Oak Hills. And a three-pointer no good from Bryson Johnson. It just feels like the life of the Mason Arena has just been sucked out this past minute.
Yeah, we'll see if the Comets decide to foul. Game's already in Lakota West's hands. Braylon Payton checks out his last game at Mason Arena, as well as Dylan Ringwald.
They get a nice little ovation from the crowd the last time in their high school careers that they'll be playing on their home court. It's not the way that you want your season to end, but great performance from this team, this Mason team. And it's been such a rocky season for this team. You started out game one right here in the arena versus Little Miami, and that game went all the way down to the wire. But then you go and you face St. X, you face some of these GMC teams. They had a rough schedule early, and it seemed like the season just kind of fell behind them. But what a nice way to end the regular season, giving one of the top teams in the GMC a fight. And you can kind of bring that into the playoffs because you're taking on a team very similar in Princeton.
So Comets will bring out their JV squad here to end it off.
Next up for both of these teams, it's playoff season for Lakota West. They would take on Hamilton at Fairfield Tuesday the 25th. In their 2 games against against Hamilton this year, they've been victorious. For the Comets, like we just mentioned, it'll be against the Princeton Vikings on Tuesday. Clock winds down, 3 seconds left to go. That'll do it here from the Mason Arena. The regular season comes to a close. The Mason Comets fall to the Lakota West Firebirds 54-41, but they put up a nice fight, Isaac.
Yeah, off to the playoffs for this Comet team, and it all kind of resets. No records are involved. You got Princeton, a 2 seed, and it's a tough matchup, but they faced Princeton 2 times already. It's going to be a tough matchup. If they win that, they'll get a rematch with Little Miami, but this Comet team's got to play tough if they got to want to win that game.
So that does it for the regular season. We remind you that going forward here in the winter season, that we will be audio only during the playoffs due to OHSAA streaming rights. So we will see you here next time for playoffs. Comets go down. They move to 4-18 on the year. For Lakota West, they finish off 16-5.